Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty cool stuff on the future of the PlayStation 5, some really cool and special things that Sony themselves are doing, as well as also have some pretty big gaming news going on when it comes to movies, when it comes to the actual games, and when it comes to everything else in between big updates, etc., etc. Now, as you guys kind of know, sometimes weekends are a little bit more on the lighter side for news, so we're just going to talk about all this good stuff as we're sitting over here, and as well, hopefully you guys are all stay tuned, relax, and enjoy. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We also have the Twitter and Twitch ring down below if you guys want to hang out and chill throughout today. We also do have all the Amazon links down below. I do want to remind you guys that depending on when this video goes live or how you guys might go and see it, they actually might still have the on sale consoles, which might be linked down below, or if you guys want to share that with your friends, family, etc., who haven't gotten their consoles yet. And of course, as well, I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. So very first and foremost, I kind of want to go talk about one of the bigger gaming news over here. Now, I know we kind of talked about this a decent bit, but I want to just highlight this because I think it's really, really good, really, really nice, and something I myself would want to see. Now, we've kind of covered this in maybe two different videos, but Lance Reddick, who's been a very popular creator, as well as also actor, voice actor, and someone involved in many various games, left a huge and massive mark in the gaming world. And right now, this is something I think is actually really wholesome, that Lance Reddick will feature themselves in future Destiny content, that Bungie now has been confirming this, and now the studio is going to be paying tribute to the actor who just sadly, very unfortunately, died recently. So a few things to kind of note for this in a little context. If you guys have missed prior videos, he basically was very heavily involved in the Destiny universe. I have a lot of Destiny friends, content creators in the Destiny side, and obviously a lot of those were very impacted. A lot of them were very sad about this, and I even had a chance to showcase and highlight some of them in my prior other videos on Lance Reddick. But one of the bigger things for this one is that, well, he's dead. It's sad. So you can't necessarily go and continue characters or dialogue or whatever unless it was already recorded. And as well, it's very sad to say too, sadly, it may not even hit the same. It may not feel the same when it comes to most people. It's kind of like you don't want to really watch a movie of someone who died. It's like the same thing with Robin Williams. Whenever he passed away, it's still, to me, to this day, kind of weird to watch him in a movie. It just is weird. But basically, number one, we know that Sony, aka Bungie, but Sony to go and buy, Bungie itself, has usually been really good when it comes to paying homages to people inside their games. And, well, I think a lot of folks in the Destiny community would really want this. But first and foremost, Bungie has now officially confirmed that the late Lance Reddick will appear in future Destiny content. So the actor who was found dead at his home last week, which is still weird to read, was widely known in the gaming world for his role as Commander Zavala in Destiny. In a blog post, though, Bungie did say it has plans to, and this is what I really like, honor his presence through his performances yet to come in the game. So what I'm kind of probably assuming is that, I'm sure you guys know, voice acting work and mocap work and everything else in between takes a very, very long time for it to go be sorted, to get all that stuff. And in theory, if you're working on a game, they probably already have the next 2 or 3 expansions already being worked on, because it just takes a long time. You can't just make these one by one. There's always simultaneous groups, where sometimes you have one group that finishes up one expansion, and then they're probably instantly moved into another expansion that might be coming out in a year or two from there. So the tributes have been poured in for Lance, have been overwhelming, from an endless, heartfelt messages on social media to impromptu gatherings of respect in Zavala's corner of the tower, which we even made and talked about on our channel, which was really wholesome. I think a lot of the Destiny community has been very, very nice. As an actor, musician, gamer, and a family man, the passion Lance brought to the things he loved was reflected in the eyes and hearts of all who loved him. For now, we will honor his presence through his performances yet to come in the game and in the memories that will last us a lifetime. We are deeply saddened by his passing, but so thankful that we spent the time together and our thoughts with his family, friends, and loved ones. So it's kind of cool to go and see this. Number one is that it does seem like they want to go add quite a bit more to this. Now, we've also been seeing a lot of folks in the community, number one, stating that they want to go and have a brand new tower. Kind of, if you guys remember how they had Cade, who Cade did go and unfortunately pass away in the game itself. Spoiler alert, I'm sorry. But basically for that one, they want to maybe have a special commander, maybe even an actual statue for him, or a Zavala statue, or as well, depending on how they want to go and do something with the Zavala character, whether they pick up a new voice actor or something else in between, they kind of want to just make sure that there is something there. A lot of the Destiny community on Reddit, on Twitter, and everything has been pushing for it. And as I mentioned before, Bungie's usually been very receptive for this type of stuff. They usually are very down with this type of stuff, and they want to make sure that people are happy, that they want to make sure that people are remembered, and that people involved in the gaming community or the game itself are there. So I just want to say it's going to be a really wholesome thing in the future. We're not sure exactly what PlayStation and Sony are going to do, but I do kind of I feel and how involved Lance Reddick was. He was literally in Horizon. He's working on Hellboy. He's involved in a lot of various games and movies. Very busy guy, apparently. We want to go make sure these people are happy. So it's very, very sad to go and see that. Well, number one, he still passed away, but it's really cool to see that there's going to be something cool. Like whether it's a statue, whether it's an in-game character, whether it's a Vala just staying in the game itself, whether it's a store, whether it's a bookshelf, I don't know, whatever it might be. We're going to probably see Bungie do something kind of wholesome and special after all of that. So we're going to talk about that. Now, as well, we also want to go talk a bit more about the John Wick side. So as you guys know, Lance Reddick was involved in John Wick. He was actually in John Wick 4, which I really want to go and see. I think some people are saying like the early impressions have been pretty good so far. And some folks even say it's the best one so far. So if you guys do check it out or want to check it out, leave a comment down below. But John Wick director, so someone who's actually made the movies, is also not wanting to work, is also wanting to work on the color palette and as well make sure the Ghost of Tsushima movie adaptation is actually, well, good. I want to go watch a Ghost of Tsushima movie adaptation if they made it like under 2 hours. Good classic samurai film. It had good lore, good plot, good graphics, good environments, everything. I can see it being pretty good. Like, I like the game a lot. So director Chad Stahelski, who is currently promoting his latest film, John Wick Chapter 4, wants to find a way to push the color palette in the upcoming Ghost of Tsushima movie. Speaking of discussing film, the director was asked how he was planning to approach the adaptation of Sucker Punch's samurai epic. Ghost of Tsushima is a really interesting story if you really dive into the tale of Jin Sakai and what the film is really about, and then you also get to time with all the visuals. Now, if you guys already know and you guys played the game itself originally, also I need to go fix this right there. As you guys know, the game itself was really, really based on the colors, on the palettes, on the everything, and it looked really, really good. I really liked the game. I think that was like the most impressive thing for it. The graphics, the florals, the everything. And I think they want to make sure this looks as beautiful in an actual movie sense too. So saying we're currently researching and working on all these different types of color palettes. How can we make the world look realistic but also grounded? How can we make it look better? And they even said even with John Wick, we try to build the world a little bit bigger with the characters and the set pieces and the lightings. And if I really had to pick someone to go make a Ghost of Tsushima movie, which we haven't really heard too much news about, especially with like The Last of Us kind of overshadowing everything, bro, I would say someone that's working literally on John Wick would probably be up there. He said it with, I don't know. So we've basically learned throughout the past couple of years with all this, with the digital intermediates, the coloring at the end of production and what you can do with new technology and the new Alexa cameras, that's kind of allowed us to make a new cinematography for the level that Ghost of Tsushima deserves. I think everything so far with Sony has been making huge long-term progress, and I think everything that they've been involved with has a lot of really cool potential things too as well. Like, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm hyped up for this. It's cool. And especially as I mentioned, John Wick has been a very, very well received and very popular series. So if you also have the person who's literally making that, working on this for Ghost of Tsushima, I'm pretty hyped up for that one too as well. So I am very, very hyped with this. Sony's been working a lot and working on this ulterior media, and it makes sense. They have their own music company and as well, like, well, movie company too. Why not take advantage of things that are already made? And it has had good reception so far, so we kind of like it. Now, some other little side news too. Hogwarts Legacy is actually the second best-selling retail game on the PS5. I've been doing this. This is like my filler game with Resident Evil on the side myself, so it's been kind of cool to see that right now it's been doing so well. Gran Turismo as of tops right now with around 300,000 copies sold. Bear in mind it doesn't really count in digitals, and as well Hogwarts Legacy is at 154,000 right now. Copies sold. If you want to do a quick look through over here, you guys can see Elden Ring at a 141, huge. Horizon 151, surprised a little bit bigger than Elden Ring. I'm kind of surprised on that one. Hogwarts Legacy a little bit above it, but don't forget it did just come out way more recently. And then Gran Turismo, which is always very, very big as well. Well, 300,000. It's actually not too bad at all. And last but not least, if you guys have actually missed it on the topic of Elden Ring ray tracing is actually busted apparently after years of waiting. A lot of folks have been having big major issues with it, but as well, it's also been apparently looking and feeling good too on top of that. So just yesterday, basically, they had a brand new update. They had the RTX stuff too, and some folks, they were having a lot of issues in a lot of different ways with like frame rate being destroyed and people having issues, or it may just be too taxing either way, and it's just been overall kind of sad. So in case you guys have been seeing this type of stuff, it does look way nicer, it does look way prettier, and it does add a lot more elements to it, but it does seem like there's been a lot more, I guess, I don't know how to word it, there's a lot more bigger issues that people aren't really fully aware of possibly, mainly because number one, if you're doing ray tracing, it's a lot more taxing, the shadows are a lot more taxing overall, so you're going to see a lot more of a frame rate hit, but on top of that too, if it's not fully optimized, or if the overall open world is too big, it does sometimes lead into random weird issues. It does lead into some times where like maybe your computer can't handle it or it's logging or whatever. So they even had some response from people saying LOL. So they added ray tracing to Elden Ring and enable it with the highest settings by default. If you have NVIDIA RTX or AMD RX 6000 or newer GPU and you load up the game today and notice performance late tanking, then maybe go to your settings and turn it off. It's not worth it. Now I have a nice PC, so I'd rather go and see the frames and all of that myself, but I can always see why some folks are not be happy with that. But a lot of folks are upset with the ray tracing implementation. Obviously you can still adjust it in the settings, maybe try to make it a little bit nicer or more smoother or whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of weird. I mean, I kind of hope that they can fix this stuff too as well, make it just more, I guess, acceptable and normal for everyone out there playing the game. But overall, it's cool to see the future of what's going on in PlayStation, future to see what's going on in these games. And as well, you guys, don't forget, if you guys want to check to see down below for the Amazon God of War bundle, they might be up on sale. I'll have to go and see the price points and all of that, but we've been seeing them kind of in and out of stock. We also have the Twitter and Twitch down below if you guys want to hang out and chill. And of course, we have the Target links and all the other various sell links too. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later on throughout today for maybe another little bonus video.